Recording in progress.
Okay. Hopefully the sound will be all right. So let us pray. And so I invite you just to take some deep breaths this morning, some slow, deep breaths. And as you do, become aware of your longing for Emmanuel. Your longing for Emmanuel to come among us. As well as your longing to recognize how Emmanuel is already among us. I've shared this story of Alfred Delp before, but his story is worth repeating. You may remember that he was a Jesuit priest who joined the resistance during Nazi Germany. And while imprisoned, awaiting his trial and inevitable execution, he wrote meditations on slips of paper that he smuggled out to his Munich congregation. Even though his hands were in chains, he was still able to wiggle one hand free enough to write. His story inspired me, and so I did a little more research and found an article called Advent of the Heart, where he wrote, "Advent is the time for being deeply shaken, the time not only to remember the birth of Christ, but to participate in this unfolding and ultimate revelation of God that began that holy night." To me, this Advent really feels like a time for being deeply shaken, and it can be scary. I think the reflections that he wrote for that time in history still resonate. And in one of his writings, he talked about herald angels. He said, not the triumphant angels who ring out the Glorias on Christmas, but rather those quiet, inconspicuous messengers of God who walk earth right now. He suggests that we should keep an eye out for messengers of God's infinite love and grace and mercy and become them ourselves, especially in a challenging time, to hold each other up when we falter, to keep the light of faith alive, and to remind each other to wait in joyful hope. That's Alfred Delp's story. But now I jump ahead some 80 years to tell you the story of my 6-year-old grandnephew, Noah. Noah is on the autism spectrum. He's very bright, funny, intuitive, and super smart. He was having a conversation with his mom and asking her what kind of work she does. My niece Katie is a PA. And then he wanted to know what his Gigi, that's my sister, who's a retired social worker, well, what about her? And Katie told him. And then finally he asked his mom, well, what does Dee do? They call me Dee, Aunt Dee. Well, Katie must have talked about the Sisters of St. Joseph in her answer, to which Noah responded, so, they're like angels on the ground. And then after Katie explained a little bit more of what I did, Noah exclaimed, oh, so Aunt Dee is like an angel on the ground who just hasn't seen God's face yet. When I heard this story, I was just like, wow. I knew there was a song in Noah's insight, because the more I thought about it, I thought about how our faith calls each and every one of us to be angels on the ground. And God knows we need a lot of them these days. So I haven't written Noah's song yet, but I did write one that was inspired by Alfred Delp that I invite you to reflect with this morning. Is there a song that you can sing, a comfort you can bring, a dream or an imagining that heralds love and peace? Is there a smile you can give, a hand you could extend, a quarrel you could end that heralds forgiveness? Be a herald of good news, an angel of light, a voice of tender love that holds the darkness of night. Is there a promise you can make, a risk that you can take? A dream, a vision, a love to heal and make the world whole. Is there a place that you can go, a truth you long to know, and seeds of hope you can sow to grow a tomorrow? Be a herald of good news, an angel of light, a voice of tender love that holds the darkness of night. So become aware of who those herald angels are or have been for you during Advent. See their faces. What are the gifts, blessings they bring? How have you been a herald angel, an angel on the ground these days? And so as Christmas nears, let's remember to be and to notice angels on the ground so that others experience God with them, Emmanuel. Have a beautiful Christmas, all.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy. Blessing, everyone. Blessing.
Beautiful. Thank you, Kathy.